Hey guys, Tire Repair bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Alliance of Defiance. Today spawning in the north we have Kuhn playing as Ostheer, who has Joint Operations, Lightning War and Festung support. Spade, who has Overwatch, Breakthrough and Special Operations. From the south it's a all moron park affair, this one. As the Brits, Alice Kahalia, and Misha as Soviets, who has airborne troops, combined arms, and guard motor. Just rankings, the Allies are in the mid-20s as an arranged team. Axis are around rank 60 arranged team. So in spite of going for Lease assault, triple just regular sections here, very strange. Don't really understand that. It's like one of the main reasons you go for this. I mean, if you want strafing support, you can go for Vanguard, and then you have the Crocodile as well. Commandos, I think, better overall for a late game strategy, so not really sure what's going on with that. Got a tier 1 start from Misha meanwhile. MG has moved around a little bit, manages to catch one of the sections. Not much progress over here. No M3 is up against a Kubel, but also up against Fusiliers, so do have to worry about the snares. So perhaps doesn't want to mess with that. I think I probably would. Maybe if he didn't build a Kubel, I wouldn't bother against mass Fusiliers, but I think you can generally find an opportunity to get the kill on that Kubel. Squad able to cap right on the edge here without taking too much damage. He just coming around the corner, but they're going to be isolated. Maybe fighting a 2-on-1. Here comes the machine gun now for Kuhn. See if this can turn things around for him. And yeah, continuing with just regular sections, 4 sections start.
Your forces have constructed a platoon command post.
Only one window firing from here, so... Oh, in fact, it's only got one grenadier left. That's what it is. MG kind of inching its way forwards. Could potentially have jumped into the building, but decided against it. I'm going to soft retreat instead. The Axis do have a lockdown on the other fuel, so not a huge deal if he has to concede some ground. Now blobbing up, making use of that on the field healing. Gonna get some pretty good value out of that now. So yeah, I'm still very curious to see what Alice ends up going for from this commander. Almost makes me wonder if it was like a misclick.
One extra soldier can be added to infantry squads now.
This is really one of the major strengths of Brits. You know, you can take those on-field fights, disengage, heal back up, don't have to retreat back to base, can lead to some very strong map presence. And a very low manpower bleed, combined with the fact that they seem to, you know, not drop models very frequently. Seem to distribute the damage amongst these squad members quite a lot, so can be very strong. And he's running from side to side at the moment. Getting his back off cooldown, so maybe could have got some healing value during that last rotation around here. And the tier 1 units starting to push in. Axis starting to struggle a little bit. Bit of a slow start. See Spade investing into like early tech, early infantry support gun, but it's not really helping too much in these early fights. It can often happen with OKW, you know, you do have to invest quite a lot of manpower into your battle group, so trying to go for an early tech on that means you're generally falling quite far behind on the field. Okay, now gone for a bolster and into a sniper. No fast tier 2 tick up yet from Kuhn. Could put down the tier 2 now though, but a bit slow on that. Okay, here we go, flank on the MG42. Taking quite a lot of damage on its way back, as well as Penal's hammering it as it soft retreats and ends up having to hard retreat.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
It looks like he's still focused on the retreating machine gun. I was going to say, maybe he could have wiped the Grenadier there. A bit of body blocking, but
Our lines of supply
didn't really
are
go for it.
disrupted.
And yeah, the blobs are strong for Alice at the moment. Comes the flak half track though, and no snares. No PTRS is upgrading on that penal either, so these sections have nothing to do here but run away. Oh, just throws a satchel on the ground. Flak half track drives past it, but does drive into the snare. Whoops. Oh, the sniper's back there. The sniper gets a shot through. Could use smoke. Oh no, he doesn't have the munitions for the smoke. Oh boys, this flak half track just gonna die right now. There it goes. Well done by the allies. Can't believe that happened. Infantry support gun over here gets decrewed as well. Looks like he'll be able to recover it though with the Fusiliers coming around the corner. But nightmare there for Spade. Losing that flak half track. The interesting move by Misha, just throwing out that regular satchel, forcing the dodge. Didn't have to dodge forwards though into the clutches of that Royal Engineer. We've got the quad out now for Alice. Sniper taking quite a lot of damage though, has to retreat. So okay, that's the first thing that's being made use of from his commander. The quad is a nice option. Especially because Kuhn never went for a light vehicle, a 222 himself. And has been floating a lot of manpower as well. That is not really acceptable to be floating this much. Should have put down the tier 2 back when I was talking about it earlier. Even if you don't plan to build a 222 yourself, you need to have access to an anti-tank gun. And at the moment we've got double quads, one out for Misha as well. Late timings on this quad for the Soviets. You know, the Brit one, you know, have to wait till 3 command points. I think Alice got it close to as soon as possible, but the Soviet one could have come in good 2 minutes ago, I would guess, given how strong the map control of the Allies has been so far. So we do have a kitten. Still back at base though for Spade. Hasn't made it to the front lines quite yet. Coming in, trying to force away these Sturmpios. Focusing on the Kubel. Look at how fast that goes down. And there it goes. Just before the Rakitten arrives as well. Bit of smoke out. Fusiliers trying to get in range, hoping for the snare, but not going to happen. So eventually the Kubel does fall. Getting to work with the sniper now. This is something that the Kuhn could do. Oh man, he's going for a 2-2-2? 10 minutes into the game? Oh man, this is a real mess of a build order for Kuhn. Nade over the wall here, but ooh, kind of dodged out of cover. I was going to say, just if he stayed in cover, that would be fine. You can see it coming as well from this side, but no, he dodged out and he ends up taking a huge amount of damage from that rifle nade. Do have the pack out. But if you're going to go for the 222, you know, just go for it early. Take advantage of those snares on the infantry sections. Pressuring the sniper. Can't really go head to head with the quad. All gets a Faust off without some support, but here we go. Attack groundwork there missing. 222 coming in, finds the sniper. Sniper gets the critical shot off though. And on a light vehicle like this, that is an engine crit. Does change what it does depending on what it's shooting at. I think on the SU-76 it stuns it, right? Energy forced away, and the Fusilier's not going to be able to hold their position for much longer either. Here comes the truck looking to put down the Schwer, covering this cutoff. Could be under a bit of pressure here. Slightly risky. Oh boy, and we've got a heavy mortar out now for Misha as well. ISG backing off. AT gun switching sides. But the brick quad is about to push forwards once again. Comes the 222 as well. Yeah, Kuhn has just been floating so much this entire time. Cannot afford to be playing like this. Gotta just make a decision, you know. What are you going to build? Are you going to build a sniper? Are you going to build another grenadier, another machine gun? So many options available to help with this fight. But instead just floating. He's got his battle phase done, but you can see still a huge amount of fuel away from being able to build a medium tank, unless he wants to go for like a Stug. So yeah, not a fan of that float. And wow, Alice is gonna go for an M10. 222 rounds the corner, but that's a big mistake. Second quad comes in for this assist, and the Rakit misses at that range. Oh boy. Well, that is horrible luck for the Axis. Exactly what they didn't need. Oh, the Rakit can't quite fire off in time, had to reload. But yeah, no real point in rounding the corner there with the 222. You can attack ground with it, and the quad can't attack ground you back. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. And it was going to be a bit of a dicey one. Out to try and win the engagement, but with the sniper back there, there's not going to be any winning in the center for the Axis. Maybe more to camp back there as well now. There's some trenches up, so the Allies really looking to dig in around the center. They've lost control over on this side, but Major once the quad is repaired back up, will be strong once again. Getting a little bit too far back here as well. There we go, the ISG getting decrewed by the heavy mortar. Okay, Kuhn locking into a commander now, going for a mortar half-track. Almost never see this commander Festung support. But it's, you know, with the incendiary mortar barrage, is a decent option against Brits and trenches. Doesn't take return bleed from the mortar as well, so there's a few things going for it. So I've got pushed out of cover there by the quad driving past. Pack's looking for an angle. For some reason not setting up and firing over here, not sure. It looks like that's in range. Very strange. Okay, here's a sniper now. Regime 10 going in after the mortar half-track. One Faust connecting, but needs two to get the engine crit. There goes the quad for Kahalia. He's too busy focused on the mortar half track, which able to get away for the moment. But here comes the other quad. Could even catch the sniper now. Sniper retreating. Oh boy, this is not looking good for Kuhn right now. I'm completely overwhelmed. T-3485 joining in as well. Trying to round behind the sight blocker here and does get away. Here comes a bunch of Fusiliers. Thought they were in range for an anti-tank grenade there. That would have been very helpful. They're connecting on the T-34, but only going to be able to get one shot off. Oh, it's not quite enough health to kill the quad. Oh, it is. Maybe a bit of small arms damage finishing it off, or maybe it's a death crit. M10 driving forwards again, going for some crush action. Taking down a couple models. Keeping lining up on it. Decides to retreat though. Oh, and one of the Fusiliers goes down on retreat as well. Aggressive stuff there from the Allies. Some big damage. 9 kills on the M10 just like that. So I guess that means Anvil. Okay. Forgot that you get the speed boost on this immediately. Let's make it a bit stronger for the crushing. Looks like he's going to continue to... Oh, Alice is going to continue to invest into the M10s. And speed boost going for a crush on these Grenadiers. They're going to try to go for the double Faust in return. That's the engine crit. And right in front of a pack now as well. Here comes the Raketen. So there we go. It's the risk you take when you crush, especially up against like 2 snaring squads. You take an engine crit, very high chance you're going to die after that. Pack lining up here for a couple hits. Got the heavy mortar coming down as well. A second pack out now for Kuhn. I think that makes quite a lot of sense. Hasn't put down his tech yet though, so we don't see straight tier 4. Like, in spite of the Axis getting pummeled this entire time, they're not that behind in terms of VPs really. Allies have almost never captured up here. The center has been contested, so I don't know. Maybe the Axis have what it takes to continue their stall. We have the Katyusha coming out now though, and the Axis have been starting to lean on these team weapons. They got a lot of them lying about. Here comes the Katyusha rockets going after the machine gun. Not the best scatter on those rockets, so it doesn't end up doing much damage. M10 driving forwards, but getting shut down by the anti-tank guns. Axis have lost control of the center, and now they're getting forced back almost into their base region. Maybe this Tommy's trying to crawl forwards, trying to throw off a flare. Not able to do so. Good bit of attack groundwork there. Big damage on the T-3485. M10 already low. Doesn't even want to risk taking one Faust now. Look at that. Sector artillery could be a go for Kuhn. Sniper just making it really miserable for Kuhn. Every time he tries to push forwards, losing the model. Did have that sniper of his own, but didn't really manage to get much done with it before that big assault. Now too low on manpower for anything else. Gonna go for tier 3 still. Cash coming up, a whole bunch of mines out the back for Misha as well. The Allies have let the pressure off through the center though. See Alice, you know, kind of camping on this side, but maybe needs to assist in the center a bit more. Because there's almost no attention And the Axis on the other side. Flare popped off on the Fusiliers. Mortar fire flying both ways. Kitten inching forwards, but taking some big hits from the mortar. Comes the Katyusha barrage, close range of the Fusiliers. Decent attempt, but only got one kill. Wow, it looked like it was 3. Either way, a rough start for these Katyushas, but so far ahead. Gonna go for a second Katyusha now. I think it's a fine idea, honestly. That's how far ahead they really are. We have a Panther in the build for Spade though. And a Flak Panzer from Kuhn. Do have to worry about the planes in the not too distant future, but enough of you building a Flak Panzer to try handle that. Can't really fight back against the M10s at all. Another big Katyusha barrage, and this one ends up getting the kill, combining up with the British base howitzer fire as well. 2 Grenadiers down just like that. Let's see if these Axis tanks can turn things around for them. Quick look at the KD here. Oh, that is ugly. Oh man. This sniper's really been blasting Kuhn. Panzer in here doing its best. So have to be active with the double anti-tank guns. I wouldn't probably be using them together, as tempting as it is, between the double Katyushas, double M10s. Very easy for that to go wrong, using them together like that. Ouch. Oh, there we go though. Panther is sneaking its way forwards, picks off one of the Katyushas that was that far forwards. Vehicle active on the Panther, but it's already backed right off. So there we go, good snipe. Some revenge by Spade. That's exactly what the Axis needed to start getting their way back into this, because these Katyushas really threaten their defences. Looks like it's targeting maybe the ISG. A few units back there. Pretty reasonable Katyusha. Only 2 kills though, but a decent amount of health damage. And knocking down the trees, opening up the sight lines for the anti-tank guns. Probably for the best if you're up against those M10s, you know, they're so mobile. Kind of want to have strong vision of them at all times. This Panther teaching the T-3485 a lesson now. She's kind of paying the price for not having any anti-tank guns, having gone for a tier 1 start. That has put down the tier 2 tech structure though. I imagine it's going to be issue 85 next, just needs to save the manpower. And a second mortar half-track, that's an interesting idea from Kuhn. Smoke coming out, that's a good idea against the sniper. Triple M10s. I'm going to go for a 4th one as well. So I guess Alice is gearing up for a big all-in at some stage. You have some Shreks though, it's a good counter to the M10s. As long as you can stay out of crushing range. And here we go, Alice dropping in the planes now. these two sections providing sight. Making the move. Hands are backing off though, taking quite a lot of damage. The anti-tank guns keeping the M10s at bay. The Flak Panzer will eventually shoot those planes down. There's one. There goes the second.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
So maybe Ellis kind of giving away the tactic there by getting so aggressive and dropping the loiter down so early. Being able to back away quite early on, and that didn't really lose anything. Water half-tracks doing some pretty good work through the centre, and during all that the Axis held on to the central VP as well. We hope that at least we control the VP after dropping the planes like that. Just creeping forwards with these trenches. You do have to be careful though. Enemy can get in them, so can backfire on you. Oh, big damage onto the sniper. Has to retreat from the obers. Grenade out. Double grenades onto this door. Ooh, very well done by Spade. Double grenades onto the trench exit on the far side as well, where you'd expect them to jump out. Can jump out on either side. He ends up getting the wipe. That was very well done. Another decent Katyusha barrage. Got a second Katyusha in from Misha. I think this is a mistake though. I think this should have been the Su-85 to help deal with that Panther. That will give so much more freedom to the T-34-85. You could probably contest this VP a lot more easily. You could actually force away the Panther reliably. So I'm not really a fan of that move. Teams out the back here. They do have vehicle crew repairs. Got removed from the commander, but still available on the quad and the M10.
Our capture point.
To flank around the machine gun there. Water half-tracks turn their attention over to that side. A bit slow jumping in the capture circle though, not quite in there. Shriek's getting in quite deep. Double M10's not really doing anything about this. Here they come now. The Flak Panzer, maybe hearing them in the fog, decides to back away. He doesn't even manage to get the neutralizer on that VP. Felt like there was one more volley to come from that Katyusha. Cancelled it early perhaps, didn't do any damage. And now we've got the command tank, so that received damage bonus gonna make it less likely the Katyusha gets swipes going forwards. PTRS is upgrading one of the penals with them now. Panther has to respect that. Just sitting up. And gets the suppression going. M10's switching sides, but maybe going to get spotted by this Raketin coming across. This doesn't look promising right now for the Allies. Engine crit on one of them. They're going to come back in. Got a flare up from the Fusiliers. Long sight range. The Panther with the Raketin getting to work. Intense though, they do have the same range as the Panther, so can trade. It's got the sweeper out, so not going to get slowed down by any of these mines with that Sternpire. Going for the kill on the cache rather confusingly.
A forward position has been destroyed.
Okay, here we go. Planes dropped in. We've got the Centaur out now for Alice. Strong option against infantry. Big damage from the planes. This be the end of a couple squads. Oh boy, there goes the Centaur. Hit a Talamine, it looked like. Double Intense diving in, going for a bunch of kills. This one getting stuck on the anti-tank guns, but look at how fast these M10s are. Just driving circles around these anti-tank guns right now. There goes the Flak Panzer. There goes the command tank. This M10 trying to get away, but oh boy! Base howitzers coming down, as well as the sector artillery. Sector artillery friendly fire, killing the pack, I think. Pack gets destroyed. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes with the M10s. They can lead to some pretty ugly trades in the end. That one, I think, coming out on top, thanks to the AT gun kill, but otherwise, one Flak Panzer, one command tank. It's alright. He has one Royal Engineer for repairs at the moment as well. Tries to make a bit more use of the vehicle crew repairs. Does mean less munitions for the planes going forwards. So Misha not really able to make use of the fuel that cache is providing. Do have a couple munis caches down though. Just the one fuel cache. Interesting. Rebuilding the Centaur. M10 is on hold fire at the moment. Double M10's coming in. Connecting. They didn't continue the chase though after that first volley of shots. Oh, and they don't quite finish it off. Attack round nearly gets it. Long scatter shot. And it's just across to the side. Here we go. Mortar half track going down. Infantry support gun going down as well. Monster Katyusha barrage there. But in amongst all of that action, the Axis have actually brought their VPs back to almost even again. Panzer IV out now for Spade, so that's going to make it very hard for Misha. Doesn't actually have room in the pop cap for an SU-85 now. And for a second heavy mortar at some stage, I think that's a big mistake. Should have been investing all of that manpower into an SU-85. PTRSs though, getting some work done. Upgrade a second of the penals to the PTRSs now. Oh boy, friendly mine detonating. T-34-85 in a little bit of trouble. Panzer IV driving forwards here, but I don't know if that's a good idea. PTRSs don't quite get in range of it, however. Oh, and another friendly mine getting triggered by the ISG shot. Wow. Did get decrewed. Just by the heavy mortar out the back. Panther getting aggressive though, maybe hoping to knock out this T-34. Didn't back it all the way to base. Didn't fire off a flare like he usually has been though. Rebuild on the command tank. Over half an hour into the game. Neither of the teams are under halfway on the VPs. I feel like the Allies definitely should have converted this into a much larger VP lead. I think part of the problem is Alice maybe camping it a little bit too much on this side of the map.
We're losing a capture
Not
point.
really helping contest the central VP quite enough. And then she's coming down on the team weapons. Team's there though. There we go, they managed to decap the center, slowing down the VP drain again. Does manage to squeeze an SU-85 and somehow one of the penals did die. So freed up some pop cap. Ooh. No dodge from the Katyusha rockets. Lucky break that survived.
We have been assigned fresh Panzergrenadiers.
After the sniper, double M10s are there though. Shrek squad pushing in.
The enemy is gaining a foothold. We are down to 300 points.
Okay. Here come the bombs by Spade, trying to force the Allies off the center this time. One of the mortars goes down. Is that just a regular mortar, not a heavy mortar? I don't think it was, right? We'll rebuild it as well. Well, there we go. It does allow the Axis to push through into the center. Try and make up this 60 or so VP deficit. Centaur goes down. You see that Alice seems to be getting a little bit overwhelmed. You know, playing the style is very micro-intensive. Hard to execute. So easy for something to just go horribly wrong. You just lose 2 M10s. Take down nothing in return. Looks like we've got a second Shrek P green as well. I didn't notice that, but I'm going to fight back against this M10 spam. But again, you know, there's a squad right here in a trench. Could be contesting this VP right now. Instead, staying in the trench. The sniper's going to sneak in.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Start things up. Using Katyusha barrage, I imagine targeting the machine gun. They really need to clear that off to control the VP. And there it goes. Completely destroyed. No dodge at all by Kuhn. And this time he pays the price for it. Bunch of Talamines coming up down the side. That's a good idea to try and counter these M10s. Engineers do have sweepers, but I don't really think I've seen them push forwards almost at all. Oh, there we go. Mortar half-track sniped off. Long sight provided. The Allies able to capitalize on it. Once again, though, they continue to struggle on the VPs. Here we go, double M10s making their dive. Planes activated by Alice, going for the kill on the Panzer IV. A couple bounces though make life quite difficult. M10s, oh, there we go, Talamine going off. Was that 2? That's 3 M10s down for 1 Panzer IV. Double flak panzers now as well, shooting down these planes quite quickly. But you can see how easy it is for these M10 dives to go wrong. Well, the command tank aura providing one extra shot worth of health. Well, the Panzer IV needs 1 extra shot to die. And that extra delay just makes it so much uglier for those M10 dives. They like, you know, add in a couple misses and bounces here. And they just can't really kill anything that quickly. With all that anti-tank near there, the anti-tank guns, the shrieked up P-Greens. It just doesn't work out at all for Alice. Investing into an anti-tank gun now. So low on fuel. PTRS is trying to finish off the Raketa, not able to do so though. And now Kuhn dropping in the sector artillery. Can't even really see it active on the map. Just on the central VP. But yeah, it's an interesting composition. The flak panzers plus the command tank. And the Shrek. Oh, there you go, the Obers though. Nasty Katyusha barrage, Vet 2 on that Katyusha. Coming in here to decapture. I believe that doesn't stop the sector artillery from firing. Just decapping it. At the very least, the clock has stopped. It's not draining out. And after the infantry support gun again with this Katyusha. Managed to get this one up to Vet 5 and it seems to be dodging all the rockets so far. I don't think it takes any damage from a full Katyusha barrage. It just landed in like almost a perfect circle around it. Incredible. And that's the big boy, the King Tiger rolling through. Make life very difficult for the Allies. Might be time for Alice to consider switching over to the Firefly now, giving the extra range. Oh no, clumsy stuff there from Misha. Goes down to all those Shreks, but oh, what was that from Kuhn forgetting to retreat one of the P-Greens? Must have been a misclick. It ends up dying real fast. Yeah, I suppose maybe that's even a good argument for the Firefly since it has extra damage. 200 damage to CR 160. Still a 4-shot kill on these vehicles that are buffed up by the command tank aura. Dodge on these Katyusha rockets, not overreacting to them. Big damage from that grenade though, squad in the trench very low. Favourable retreat path though, doesn't run over any flames.
Air support is coming as requested.
Oh boy, this is just... I'm exhausted already. 43 minutes in and neither team is still below halfway on the VPs. Oh gosh, what did I get myself into on this one? Grounds through the smoke, not really working out too well for Alice. One connecting now. Grenade onto this exit of the trench.
Enemy action has destroyed our forward position.
You have medics back here? No medics. It's kind of drawn out game. I probably wouldn't even use medics to try to build a forward assembly. Well, maybe not because he's so low on engineers. But you kind of often need that last 3 pop cap. Medics take up, or maybe it's 2. And these late game slug matches. We've got second SU-85 out now for Misha, replacing that T-34-85. So it's going to contain these tanks very effectively. And wow. Wasn't expecting this, but a Churchill coming out now. I think the key with the Churchill is just to play very conservatively, at least until you've got the extra machine gun from Vet. Before then, this damage is not that reliable. Good as a damage sponge, but at the same time he's only got one engineer to repair it back up with, so I don't think that's going to go too well. Don't have crew repairs on this, so can't really afford to take damage like that on Churchill. The sector artillery dropped on the centre again. Big damage onto the Churchill here. Oof. Oh, bad retreat path for that sniper. Section goes down and so does the sniper. Wow, that was such a horrible retreat. The S-35s are in here. The planes are dropped down. But the sector artillery right on the edge of the sector with those double S-35s, they get hammered. One of them goes down, the other one nearly does as well. Oh boy, that was a horror show for the Allies. Oh, what was this? I didn't even notice this, but the M10 going in for a bit of a dive. Plane's already shot down, so nothing to finish the job on any of this. That was atrocious for the Allies. So bad. You got to be careful, you know, that sector artillery is pretty easy to dodge, you know, you just leave the sector, but if you're in the sector, that stuff hammers down. Very, very powerful.
Churchill here.
And this is the issue with the Churchill. Look at that repair rate. Such a high health pool on it. It takes forever to repair up. Definitely needs a second engineer. Yeah, VP is a little bit more open now as well. There's nothing guarding this one, so we should probably sneak over there at some stage with just like one squad of something. Get some easy map control. Looks like the cards are hidden over there to do exactly that. Keep on spearhead mode here, but taking some shots from the SU-85s. And I really hope the Als does switch over to the Firefly now, because M10s are just not been working out at all after that. For really probably the first two, should have just given up on the tactic.
Unfortunately, we've lost a unit.
What the hell happened there? Peering on the wrong side and get blasted by the King Tiger, I'm guessing. My engineer's going down there. Now the Allies are really struggling to hold on. We've got a Jagdpanzer out as well to help deal with these SU-85s. The flare-up providing some sight for all this. And this AT gun having no luck. I think that's 3 bounces in a row now. Bring in. This is going to be an anti-tank grenade, but no. Smoke out from the Churchill to cover the retreats. Close range Katyusha, but the scash was quite poor. Moving up to the side from it. Good idea. Churchill's still not Vet 1 yet. Oh, he's rebuilding the M10s, man. I really don't like to see this. See if we've got any rebuilds on the Telemines. They're still there. But the thing is, you know, when you've only got one Royal Engineer, it's so hard to find time to come forwards and do any sweeping as the Brits. Especially if you've got a Churchill, you have to be repairing 24/7. That's why you see a lot of my builds. I even go for like 3 War Engineers in the late game. Just between repairs and sweeping. Especially if you've got Anvil, they're not completely useless as well. The Vickers they get. But they are pretty bad at combat until they hit Vet 3 really, so. In the late game scenarios at least they're just too squishy. Show 5. So having a bit of a nightmare there, missing all their shots. Missing and bouncing, that's pretty bad RNG really. The section providing some sight there with the pyrotechnics being in cover. Trading a few hits with the Jagdpanzer though. That's the movement of the S-35 somewhat. Okay, here we go. Panther making a bit of a move. We have a lot of PTRSs nearby. The Raketen is also there though. M10 shutting down the flak panzers on the flank, but we've got a Stug now to go toe-to-toe with the M10. A lot of damage. Button on the Panther and down it goes. They're too slow getting out of there. The Shreks come in from the side, take down the M10. Now the Churchill could be next. Churchill's coming across. Dropping in the planes, going in for a bit of pushing. Let's force the Peagrins back. They could go down now to the planes. And there we go, they do. Weird damage. Oh my god, the Stug went down as well? No way! That must have been the miracle connection from those Typhoons. I don't think I've ever seen them do that much damage. It's like a Stug that had only taken 1 shot, right? That's crazy. Well, okay. Lost the M10, but getting a Peagrin and a Stug in return, you've got to be pretty happy about that. That Panther loss though, very costly for the Axis. I wonder what Spade's going to go for next. Is it going to be another Jagdpanzer perhaps? Go for some tank destroyer wars. Misha meanwhile, look at that manpower float. 100 out of 100 for such a long time now.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now available.
Wiper squad. Just wipe the repair pioneers from the mechanized truck. Time fuse action coming in as well. Nice, making a play for the center. And this time it is going to be the Firefly. A lot of manpower spare for Alice as well.
The enemy have destroyed a forward emplacement.
Well, I was briefly building a Bofors and then that died. Okay.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
There we go. Firefly makes his presence felt. Churchill. Oh my! Can't believe that died all the way back there. Backpanzer's getting the work done. Alice a little bit too late dodging away. Firefly switching over. These flares have been very powerful for both teams. Fives turn their attention to the Jagdpanzer. He's taking some big hits. He didn't pop the button though. That might have been able to get the kill even with just a small slowdown on that Jagdpanzer. Has gone for a second Jagdpanzer by the way. Coming through now. Flak Panzer's getting to work. Where's that Firefly? Still in the center. Oh boy. Sternpires go down out the back. King Tiger taking some monster hits as well. Big damage onto the Firefly. Does have the tulip rockets as availability. Okay, goes in for the ram with the T-34-76. King Tiger still on one hit though. Firefly's backed away. It's ready 5s. They're focused on the Jagdpanzers, so the King Tiger's going to survive all that. Spade dropping down the artillery to stop the Allies and catches a section on retreat with that as well. Panzer Grenadiers did also go down though, perhaps to the Churchill. But yeah, real shame for the Allies. They didn't quite manage to knock out that KT. Firefly getting cold feet. And all of this mass investment into the Royal Engineers now. Good idea.
A capture point is being overrun.
Vetted up sections, you know, with the cover sight bonus and the priority. It's still very helpful having that vision. So I don't know if he wants to fully give up on the sections yet. Oh, but the clock has stopped again. So the Allies are going to be the ones first coming into the centre. Oh, we've got some repair bunkers out the back. I didn't even notice this by Kuhn. Just free up some pop cap though. So we can go for more vehicles. Looks like he's going for a second Stug now. Thing is though, the Firefly can 3-hit the Stug since they have less health than regular medium tanks. It's not a horrible matchup for the Firefly. Between its 10 extra range and the ability to 3-shot in spite of its low rate of fire. It does go pretty well against these Stugs. And even with that command tank aura, oh no, the command tank aura will put it out of 3-shot range from the Firefly, right? That's true. Unless the Firefly gets its vet damage bonus. Still quite far away from that though. Both walls up, covering over here. There's a tank gun there as well. Slightly out of range of the Stugs though. Firefly missing, so is the Churchill. Bad start for Alice. Up in the brace now. Jagdpanzer's coming in from the side with the Fusiliers. Firefly's in some trouble. Good Katyusha barrage though, shutting that down. And the Fusiliers, both of them die. Section inside the trench also going down. Here come the WSU-85s returning fire. Mark vehicle active. PTRSs. Just need to stop and shoot, but they don't manage to do so. WSU-85 still out for repairs. Bofors does survive though. Good response by the Allies. Some big trouble there for a while. Katyusha getting dangerously close to that Raketten. King Tiger with the spearhead just about would have spotted it too there, I would say. Jagdpanzer camping out the far flank as well. We're hiding from that King Tiger with the spearhead mode on, such a long line of sight. WSU-85s are healthy and they're both vet 3. They do some big damage. T-34 hoping maybe to get the ram off, but the KT backed away far enough. Kitten is there though. WSU-85s decide to back off. Churchill making a bit of a play, but going to take an engine crit here it looks like. Incendiary trying to take care of the Bofors. And the flak panzers from the side. Firefly's there. This could be a time for the shield rockets. He's got more than enough munitions, but doesn't decide to activate them. Managing to recruit the 6-pounder, so not a huge deal. And ISG finally goes down out the back there. Here come the PTRSs. Decent option against all these Jagdpanzers, you know. Gonna go for the capture on the VPs. Allies down to 141 now as we cross the 1 hour mark. Allies have been grinding their way back into this one though. Shusha's doing some big work. This one up to 56 kills now. Could even maybe take down one of these mortar half-tracks just about. Tricked up Sternpyro's leading the charge, trying to pressure back. These 285s, T-34 coming in from the side, getting a couple good hits in as well. Backs away with the low health S-285. Go on to 2 times speed while there's nothing going on. Alright, got a Katyusha barrage coming in. Just targeting this vicinity, not really anything good there. Got a second Firefly out now for Alice. Both upgraded with the tube rockets. That is a dangerous combination. Oh, here we go. Kind of activating them both at the same time, though. That's not ideally how you do it. Oh boy, and the ISG, was that finishing the job? No, it's a Jagdpanzer from out the side, and both the Fireflies go down. Engineers also falling to the double flak panzers. Alice getting completely overwhelmed, and just as the Allies had started to grind their way back in, they take a hammer blow. The W285s are making a push. All these tanks are on extremely low amounts of health, but they can't quite finish the job on them. Here goes one of the S-285s. The PTRSs are in here now. This Jagdpanzer going in cautious movement, disappearing with the camouflage. Churchill making a bit of a play. Stug's coming back in, but the anti-tank gun's there. Here goes one Stug. Black Panzer coming in from the side, but that's going to take an engine crit. Going to go down perhaps to the Churchill. Second Stug goes down to the PTRSs. And they decide to cut and run after that. There goes the Flak Panzer. So horrible start to that one for the Allies, but the PTRS is able to stay in there, get some big damage done. Looks like the Panzer IV is considering an attack on the Katyushas, but hits a mine, doesn't end up working out. And there goes the King Tiger too. What was that doing on the front lines? Oh boy. Well, that was a monstrous misplay by the Axis. And now they are way behind. They did pull ahead in the VPs. Don't know how long that will last for. S-285 going hunting for that Panzer IV with the engine crits. Looking into focus sight mode. Maybe you can hear it in the fog. A couple of engineers escorting. Could be some mines over here, so it's a good idea. There's that Jagdpanzer's returning to action. Not full health yet. I'm going to save this Panzer IV. S-285's missed a couple shots. Here comes the Jagdpanzer. S-285 could be in some trouble now. We've got a squad closing in, hoping to get the anti-tank grenade off. Maybe not quite able to do so. Here comes the second S-285 now. Jagdpanzer continuing the chase. Bit of a traffic jam now. Oh, he was late activating the marked vehicle, but it doesn't matter since that Jagdpanzer wasn't fully repaired. Ends up going down there. Did have that vet health bonus, which maybe could have allowed it to survive there, but vehicle damage extra was enough. Churchill in a bit of trouble, but do remember that M10 can fight back. Basically exact same stats as the Stug. When it comes to the gun, in terms of reload, penetration, range. Can trade alright. This could be the end of the flak panzer. Could be the end of the Churchill, able to back away behind the silo. Anti-tank gun stolen here. So both teams are going to decide to back off. Allies really didn't close the gap on VPs that much during this phase. And the Axis managing to get the decap again. Really likes leaving those squads inside the trenches, huh?
An emplacement is being attacked.
Jarvis is advancing. Without the King Tiger, much harder for the Axis to slow them down. But wow, full retreat? Why? And then they just leave the VP open this whole time. Very strange. T-34 trying to do its best, but quite a lot of anti-tank over here. Another SU-85. Neither of them with any veterancy now, though. And on the attack now. Comes a Werfer from Kuhn. Up on the more half-tracks, perhaps. Big damage on the M10s. Backed up by the anti-tank gun. Range Katyusha hoping for the Raketten kill, and there it goes, completely destroyed. Panzer IV in some big trouble out the back. SU-85's getting aggressive now. And for the command tank here. Able to back away in time though. Do have the smoke shell you can fire with that, remember. There's the mortar half-track though. Can help you escape from those kind of situations. And there we go, Axis getting forced all the way back, but again, focused on pushing forwards with the PTRSs instead of going for the final VP. Very frustrating. Like there's no support for them, so the flak panzer can just force these away, and there we go. Like, what a waste. Unsupported push with all that infantry. Still just going for the easy VP capture. Jagdtiger now, so another heavy tank. Different one this time though. And that will really cause some trouble for these SU-85s. Another Bofors coming up in the centre. Of course, have the option of building a 17-pounder, do some counter the JT. Okay, Strug's going to get involved over here. Flares up, providing some long sight. A good little push there by Kuhn in the meantime. There's quite a lot of resources floating again though. There we go, Jagdtiger coming forwards. Popping the supporting fire ability though, trying to blast through the Bofors here.
Emplacement under attack.
Racing through it quite cleanly though. Everybody in this game is completely exhausted at this stage. Action has really slowed down a lot. Following up after he popped the brace with an incendiary barrage from the mortar half-track. Both was in some trouble.
An emplacement is being attacked.
Looks like it's going to go down.
An emplacement has been destroyed. Enemy threatening a capture point.
Pyro's leading the charge. Don't stand much of a chance against the Anvil engineers though. S-35 is making a bit of a play, doing some damage in return to the Yak Tiger. M10's a little bit too far back here. Here they come. Couple misses. Oh, they're rolling all the way through. Sector artillery drops. Same story with the planes from Alice. One M10 goes down. That was the only flak panzer though, so nothing to shoot down the planes this time, apart from the OKW base.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Maybe a pintle or two. I don't think there are any pintles though at the moment. Big Tiger though doing some big damage. I think it's in the edge of the circle though. It could take an anti-tank pass. And Mark Vehicle was active for that as well. Does a good chunk of damage. About a third of the health of the Yak Tiger gone from that. Letting the artillery rain down out the back as well. Sector assault's worn off. Planes continuing to come down, doing some damage to command tanks now. There goes one of the M10s. Oh, engineers don't quite complete the capture there. And there we go, Churchill going down, Yak Tiger coming back in. Doing some big damage. Double Stug's well vetted. Getting some really nice damage down there. So it looked like the counterattack was maybe promising by the Allies after the sector artillery had worn off, but the Stug control very strong for Kuhn. Ends up coming out ahead. No, as I said, he gave up on the mortar half-tracks. He's back up to 2 of them again. He didn't give up on them. Gave up on the Werfer. I was thinking, what happened to the Werfer? I guess it died at some stage. Don't really recall seeing that, though. He's not able to cap the centre. Once again, the VPs are neck and neck. Onto a higher speed while there's not much going on again. Oh, there we go. S-35 sneak forward to pick off one of those mortar half-tracks. Allies in control of the centre, but the Yak Tiger returned to action, back up to full strength. Double Stug's making a play for the Bofors on the side. Brace on cooldown, can defend himself. Intense coming in. Takes a big shot from the side from the Yak Tiger. Up in the speed boost to try to get away, and does manage to do so. WC-85's coming in now on the Yak Tiger. Pops the Mark Vehicle on the JT. The Shusha rockets coming down, but somehow don't do any damage to that Fusilier. Yak Tiger missing. S-35 is also bouncing and not doing any damage. Finally getting through now. T-34 coming forwards, maybe threatening the Ram. There he goes for the Ram. Connects, penetrates, gets the engine crit. Panzer IV hanging on though, I think from the command tank aura. Just surviving. On the M10s again though. Got a whole bunch of Stugs here though. Artillery dropped down again, but doesn't look like it's really hitting too much. And 10, you could see, was tempted to come in for the crush, but decided better of it. And for the cash kill, but the M10's coming back in to trade shots, missing that shot though. Taking 2 in return. Engineer's coming in from the side, maybe hoping for the snares, but not going to happen. Ready 5 switching sides while the Jagdtiger's out for repairs. Once again though, this side is open. Guard's going to assist with the defense in the center though. The T-34 in the production line now for Misha.
The sector is at risk.
Comes the Jagdtiger. M10's back up to full strength. Just going to continue with the M10s. 04 is a little bit off to the side now, maybe hoping to block the attack line of the Stug. Still going to cover the VP though with that. I'm going to put down a forward assembly. I think it's a pretty good idea. Get some forward reinforcements going. Should lead to some much stronger territory control through the center for the Allies. Upgrade with the medics as well. It's probably a good idea. A lot of low health units on the front lines at the moment. No healing back at base. Never decided to build medics. Just all the healing sections as well. Just the ones though, back on the VP. Marked vehicle on the Jagdtiger.
Capture point. They're trying to take it.
Time fuse coming down out the back there. Combat engineers dying as they charge into the center. With these 285s out for repairs, so they're not up to much. Oh boy. Clumsy stuff there from Alice, trying to do a bit of a flank round. The never swept up here, about to run over a whole gang of tellers perhaps. Oh, decides to back away. W285's getting back in here. Engine crits on one of them. Stug's coming back in. Where'd the M10s go? They're way, way off now. I think that this matchup would be so much easier for the M10s. Oh boy, the sector artillery, that was nasty. Guards go down. Low4 is also falling. Oh wow, and even this is just in the edge of the sector. Taking some big damage. Looks like it's going to survive though. A lot of repairs required now for the Axis, but they're in control of the VPs now. Again, the Allies making a push through the center, but pushing past the VP. Don't look like they're going to be able to neutralize it. W285s are healthy again though.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Tiger just does so much damage. These SU-85s need to ideally come in from an angle to get this working. Slight misplay with the T-34, but doesn't end up taking an engine crit. No munitions for Spade. Shusha hoping to do the job. Engineers give up on the capture though.
Ready. All ship shape and Bristol pressure.
And there we go. It's just not working out at the moment for Alice.
What's next?
Gonna just continue throwing the M10s onto the fire though. Almost ticking under 100 now. It's starting to look quite grim for them all of a sudden. The arrival of that Jagdtiger, they've really started to struggle. Both was dead, so the VP is open down here now as well. Maybe the Allies could be under the triple cap shortly. And they just don't have much frontline infantry either. And any time you get pushed back like this, you really do have to be scared because that Jagdtiger could be advancing and blasting you from long range. It's a horrible feeling. T-34 looking to maybe come in from the side. He shows a third Su-85 completed. So can
Position is under attack.
pop that out as soon as he loses something. Looks like he wants to come in for a deep flank with that T-34. Flares up though, can see the Allies' position.
A capture point is being overrun.
M10's coming out to the side. Axis should be aware of this rotation though, got flares up on the axis also. Su-85 focused on the flackies. Tiger advancing. M10's back.
75 points remaining.
Back on the far side. Let's see what the Allies can do. They've got enough for the planes. They're going to have one last attack. PTRS is leading the charge. Su-85's committing. M10. Where the M10's here, they come a little bit slow. And the Su-85 has to back off. Ram coming through and connects, but no penetration this time. M10's diving in. Sector artillery is coming down again, so these tanks are going to have to be mobile to avoid getting annihilated. One M10 goes down. Jagdtiger very low, but the Su-85 goes down to the double Stugs. The M10's continuing their hunt for the Jagdtiger. Oh, just needs one more tiny bit of damage. Even a PTRS hit might finish the job on it there. But there we go. The M10s can't quite finish the job. The PTRSs do. But the sector artillery is coming down. Allies trying to go for the cap. Su-85 on the edge of the sector dies. Sector artillery about to wear off. Allies going for the center.
5 points left.
And the far side now. They're going for the VPs. Empires coming in here to jam. They don't quite manage to do so in time, but Allies can't hang about any longer. The flak panzers shutting them down. Got a walking Stuka as well, late one. Fresh Su-85 popping out. Just full steam on the production, but gets blinded by the Stugs. And Vet 3, look at that rate of fire.
One of our armored vehicles.
9 points left. MG locking them off this point as well. And there we go. Well, very long game that one. Allies definitely should have been able to convert that very strong start into a much, much larger VP lead. It probably should have been like 200-point lead after their early game with that sniper. Kuhn, completely forced off the map. It's just floating like 600 manpower the entire early game. But somehow they didn't manage to do so. They were really paying for it towards the tail end of this match. Alice, M10 spam is cute, but you can see that it just wasn't working out between the mines, the extra bit of health from the command tank. I mean, they didn't have like a clean 4-shot kill on anything, pretty much. just really wasn't working out. And yeah, just probably should have switched over to the Fireflies, honestly. The extra damage and extra range really help out against the Stugs. And you can use those shield rockets to stun in place. The double flak panzers shooting down those planes pretty quickly. So, you know, they came through for one good pass here or there, but didn't get a huge amount of value from them overall. Kind of letting down the team a bit. But yeah, Misha as well kept pushing forwards with those PTRS squads, like really, really deep into Axis territory with no support, when oftentimes maybe could have at least got a decap in here, branched out to the far side, which was completely undefended for the last like 40 minutes of the game. Barely ever got harassed by the allies. I know that Misha was very stuck in terms of pop cap, but you know, he had those 3 PTRS squads running around the whole game. Could have found time to sneak one of them across to over here. But yeah, GG, well done by the Axis, able to come back after that horrible start. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.